Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to be talking about the Jupiter in Pisces transit that's happening right now, and it's going to be lasting up until mid 2023. I believe it's mid 2023, sometime in 2023. I didn't really check the date, but it's going to be lasting until then. And I wanted to talk about this transit because I'm really loving this transit, y'all. Like, it just feels very magical, and I just feel like Jupiter in Pisces just came to sprinkle a whole bunch of pixie dust in the air and just make this a time where it's just very whimsical and a time to go with the flow. It's definitely a time to tap into your creativity. This transit is like perfect for all my creators out there, so all my artists, dancers, singers, content creators, what have you. This is a very fruitful time for us to really use our creativity to help further initiate change and up-leveling of the earth. Because remember, I did say that 2022 is the revival of the natural richness of this earth, and Jupiter in Pisces is assisting in that. Another thing with this Jupiter in Pisces transit is that I got the insight that this Jupiter in Pisces energy is bringing a very sexually fluid kind of energy in the air, to where it's very flowy, as I was saying earlier, and it's just going to be a time where people are just becoming more fluid. And I feel like that's been happening with the Neptune and Pisces transit. And I'll get into the Jupiter and Neptune conjunction in just a minute. But I feel like with the Jupiter and Pisces transit, it's really amplifying the energy of sexual fluidity. Whether it's on a physical level, as far as like what I've been observing and what's going on in the world with like transsexuals and, just a lot of themes going on with just sexuality. There's that coming up, to where I just feel like people are becoming more fluid, in the sense that we're tapping back into our source energy, and we're going back to just being what it is to be a spirit on this earth, having an experience. And sorry guys, it's so windy and it's so cold outside today. Oh my goodness. But with the spirit energy, since we're coming back into more of our spirituality now, we're becoming more sexually fluid, in the sense that there's no boundaries. And especially with Jupiter in Pisces, is definitely emphasizing this even more, to where the boundaries are blurred now. The boundaries are melting now, to where it's just like all the structures and limitations that were put in place, as far as like how we express ourselves sexually and how we utilize our sexual energy, now that's becoming, those boundaries are becoming dissolved, to where people are more sexually liberated, to where it's just like, now it's just, we're getting to a point where it's like, if I like you, then I like you, and that's all that matters. And like really letting go of those stigmas that we've created in the society about sexuality on a physical level, right? But also sexually fluid, in the sense that I feel like we're healing our sexual energy, because I feel like, again, going back to the boundaries and societal structures that we've created on how our sexual energy is being harnessed and utilized, we're healing that. So where it's just like, because what I feel like our issue is sexually is that we're too sexually blocked. And because we're too sexually blocked, we're sexually frustrated. And as a result, instead of putting our sexual energy into other creative things instead of just like sex, like literal physical sex, I just feel like the reason why like people are so like kind of just sexually all over the place, and they kind of don't know what to do with their sexual energy, is because we've gotten to a place in society that limits us from utilizing our sexual energy to, you know, ascend and create. You know, instead we use it on just physically releasing that energy. And I'm not saying that that's wrong per se. You know, there's nothing wrong with physical sex, as I always say, but I just feel like it's a time where Jupiter in Pisces is going to heal that, to where it's going to really dissolve the structures even more, to where it's going to allow our sexual creative energy to flow and to flow into different avenues, you know, that I would say higher frequency. So that's what I feel is happening as far as like our sexual energy goes. We're just becoming more sexually fluid, to where we're no longer going to feel that sexual frustration, because the reason why we're sexually frustrated is because society has put all these boundaries and structures preventing us from freely expressing ourselves creatively in the way that we would like, you know, through limiting jobs or just certain societal constructs and ideologies and values. You know, these are all limitations. And now with Jupiter in Pisces is coming in to dissolve all of that and to literally free us. Now I'm going to move into Jupiter conjuncting Neptune in, I believe it's April. It's either March 2022 or April 22 that the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction is going to be active. And with this conjunction, I feel that it's going to amplify the Pisces energy like 10 notches, to where I just feel like there's going to be like this big liberating moment for everybody. You know, people are going to liberate themselves from any, I would say this is more of like a societal liberation. We're no longer going to want to abide by the rules anymore. You know what I'm saying? As far as like all these mandates and just whatever other restrictions that the people of power got up their sleeves. I feel like the conjunction will really amplify the confusion that we may feel around this time. I feel like there's a lot of significant things that are going to happen, starting from the US's Pluto return, which is happening in February, and especially around the time of that Jupiter-Neptune conjunction, there's just going to be a lot of confusion, because I just feel like something's going to happen with our government and the structures, and it's just going to cause people to just feel very lost. And I just feel like if that does happen, I feel like my best advice to everyone out there is to just trust your intuition, tap into your faith, tap into your spirituality, just tap into your creative abilities, you know? Really just get inspired with this energy when all is lost, is really what I'm trying to say. And another thing to note with this Jupiter-Neptune conjunction, it's happening at 23 degrees, and that's the Aquarius degree. So that's why I believe like there's just going to be this mass liberation that's going to happen with society. So I'm actually very excited and very interested in this transit to see how it's actually going to play out and kind of what events are going to take place around this time. So, but I just wanted to pop on real quick and kind of just share with you guys how I've been feeling about this Jupiter and Pisces transit. I feel very magical. I feel very whimsical, very flowy. And another thing that I wanted to also add to this video is that I did a reading for the Jupiter and Pisces energy of this year, and I did get the Magician card. So for me personally, what Spirit told me is to just bring more magic into my life. Just sprinkle more pixie dust on your life, basically, you know? And this is the advice that I want to share with you guys. Definitely just bring more magic into your life, because I feel like things are going to get more intense. Things are going to be more chaotic in the world, and I just feel like just find the magic and the beauty in it, because I just feel like Jupiter in Pisces is like, you know, it's like paint, you know? I think of like a blank canvas and paint, and I just feel like with all the changes that are happening in the world, it's going to bring like a blank canvas. And I feel like the Jupiter and Pisces transit is going to bring inspiration to everybody to just, you know, create a new reality, because that's essentially what we're striving to do, is create a new earth. And Jupiter and Pisces is going to bring the opportunity to all of us to just really recreate. And that's really the basis of this whole video. So I don't want this video to be too long. I just wanted to pop on for a little bit. Just really just take it all in is really my advice for all of us, is to just, you know, slow down a little bit, relax, go with the flow, and just take it all in. Be present. The message of this video is to just tap into that magic, go with the flow, be present, and just create. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. If you guys want to book a reading with me, you can find my Etsy shop down in the description. It's CosmicStarAstrology on Etsy, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.